Robinson Cano continues to be a thorn in the side of the Twins. Last night, his first inning home run continued a torrid 28 games against Minnesota. His home run, along with Kyle Seager's, added to an impressive 9 games for the Mariners offense that has scored the second most runs in baseball over that time. It'll be up to Alberto Mejia to slow down the Seattle Bats as he tries to build off an improved 3-game stretch on the mound for the Twins. It's Game 2 tonight in Seattle as the Twins try to put last night behind them and continue their winning ways on the road. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. Welcome to Safeco Field, everyone. I'm Audra Martin. We are halfway through this 10-game road trip for the Minnesota Twins, and even though there were a couple of tough losses, this trip has helped this team further develop their identity at the plate. With the efforts last night against a dominant pitcher, the Twins now have 5 players in the top 50 of on-base percentages in the American League. Robbie Grossman and Miguel Sano are even in the top 5. Last season, the Twins had just 2 players who cracked the top 50, and Paul Molitor says teams live or die by the home run, but this year the Twins are happy to find success by simply loading up the bases.
The fact that guys are taking their walks and giving other people opportunities to move them around, keep the line moving, if you will. We've done that fairly well, which has complemented the home runs that we've hit.
Coming up, he's trying to build off a solid 3-game stretch, so tonight will be a good test for Alberto Mejia as he takes on a Mariners offense that's clicking on all cylinders over the last 9 games.
Is presented by Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for the everyday competitor in all of us. Another summer-like day in Seattle. The roof is open at Safeco Field. Game 2 between the Twins and the Mariners. The Twins have seen an improved Alberto Mejia recently. They hope that he can give them a good chance to win here tonight to even this series at a game apiece. And we're at Safeco Field for Game 2. Dick Bramer along with Bert Blyleven, and the Twins have seen an improved Adalberto Mejia in his last 3 starts. He's averaged 6 innings, and he's given the Twins a real good chance to win each time out.
Yeah, remember Mejia started in a rotation for the Twins at the beginning of the year. It didn't work out. He was sent down. Well, since his return, he's made 3 very good starts against the Kansas City Royals at home, against the Tampa Bay Rays at home, and then his last start coming in Anaheim, where he worked into the 7th inning. He has really controlled the strike zone, and that's what he's going to need to do here tonight because of the lineup he's going to be facing. 8 of the last 9 ball games, the Seattle Mariners have put a W in that win column. Why? Well, basically their offense. Hitting well, averaging almost 8 runs per game, and they're getting on base, a lot of extra base hits. This is a ball club. The Mariners are going to hit a lot of home runs, but they're going to get on base and score runs.
And Mejia won't have to face Nelson Cruz. He's got a bit of an injury, won't be in the lineup. The Twins hope to bounce back after a disappointing loss last night and get back in the win column tonight.
Just a number, an adage historically reserved for old folks. But here, on this team, it's the youth looking up, feeling immortal, eyes wide with wonder, head full of dreams, knowing the sky's the limit.
A drive to deep center field. Gone into the catch area. Wow. Buxton leaping. Oh, that's the best catch I've seen a center fielder make. Here's a throw right on the money. He is out. Do not run on Eddie Rosario. Driven to right. Gone, a home run for Max Kepler.
So much of the world belongs to the young. We chase the next and worship the latest. The Twins youth, some of the league's greatest.
And the Twins, of course, with a very young roster. There are some veterans like Mauer and Dozier, but 7 players on the active roster, 25 or younger. And it was 8 before the roster move yesterday. Jorge Polanco put on the bereavement list, and Kenny Vargas a little long in the tooth at age 26.
Well, you know what, you look at that, Dick, you know, and they've made a roster move today with Hector Santiago going on a disabled list, some left shoulder stiffness, and claimed off waivers from the Dodgers, Chris Heston, who went to spring training and actually was in the Mariner organization. He'll be in the bullpen a little bit later tonight. His flight's coming in right about now. But the big thing for those, what we showed right there, 7, 8 counting Polanco, they haven't reached their potential yet. Yeah. That's what's so cool about watching these Twins play.
Brian Dozier to lead things off, and he takes outside ball 1 from Yovani Gallardo, the starter for the Mariners.
Yeah, Gallardo has really struggled in his first season, making his 12th start. You can see the 2-6, the high earned run average. He does have some success against the Twins.
And Dozier on the 1-0 pitch skies it to center field. Heredia is out there today, makes the catch, and Dozier's retired for the first out. The Menards batting order for the Twins has Brian Dozier leading off, then Joe Mauer, Miguel Sano hitting third with Kepler hitting cleanup, then Robbie Grossman, Jason Castro, Byron Buxton, Eddie Rosario, and A-Ray Adrianza. Paul Molitor saw his team take 3 out of 4 in Anaheim and had kind of a awful start to this series last night. Hector Santiago put on the disabled list, as we showed you, couldn't get out of the 3rd inning. It was another blowout loss for the Twins. They've had too many of those as of late. And we'll see what happens here tonight with Mauer in the box, and he takes up and away ball 1.
Yeah, Gallardo, a guy that'll go straight over the top. He usually has good stuff against the Twins. This is his 10th career start against the Twins. He's 3-2 with a 3.02 ERA. He has a complete game shutout against the Twins. That's when he was with the Milwaukee Brewers.
1-1 to Mauer. Dan Iasanya calling balls and strikes. Brian Gorman, the crew chief, he's at first. Nick Lentz at second. Trip Gibson at third. The determining factor in the game last night was the fact that Hector Santiago was ineffective but wild. He walked way too many guys. He walked 4 guys. They all came around to score. That might be something the Twins can exploit with Gallardo, because he's had the same issue as of late. Missing to Mauer, and it's 2-1. In his last 3 starts, Gallardo's lasted 15 1/3 innings, and he's issued 14 walks. This is a Twins team that at times has shown improved patience at the plate and willingness to take a walk. So we'll see if that plays out here tonight.
Yeah, last 3 starts covering 12 innings, 17 earned runs allowed. So yes, he has struggled, especially here at Safeco Field. For some reason, he has not pitched well.
Mariners have had a lot of injuries, but they've put together a pretty good defensive club on a nightly basis. Brought to you by Northland Ford. Motters in left, Heredia in center, Gamble in right, Seager, Smith, Cano, Valencia the infielders, Zunino back behind the plate. 2-2 to Mauer. Outside, 3-2. Sano on deck. And like Santiago, Gallardo's got some reverse splits. Frighteningly lopsided splits. Having a terrible time getting right-handers out and doing an okay job against left-handers. See what Mauer gets here on 3-2.
Joe, 7 hits and 16 at bats against Gallardo.
Tapper right side. Cano from short right field throws him out, 2 down. And that'll bring up Miguel Sano. Time for tonight's Cold Hard Facts, brought to you by the Silver Bullet. Clean, crisp Coors Light. And the team on base percentage has improved considerably, up to .334, and Sano and Grossman in the top 5 in the American League. And it's been the willingness to take a walk when one is given to you that has given the Twins lineup a boost. Grossman very good at doing that. We'll see what Sano can do here with the bases empty and 2 down. This low breaking ball gets the inside corner.
Sano, a couple of hits in last night's ball game. Twins actually had 11 hits. They scored only 3 runs. Mariners had 12 hits. They scored 12 runs thanks to 2 3-run home runs.
Down and in, 1-1. See Grossman a few points ahead of Miguel Sano. A couple of Yankees above them, and then the injured Mike Trout. Bounced foul between Gene Glynn and the line, 1-2. Gallardo coming to the Mariners from the Orioles for Seth Smith.
Yeah, he spent 8 seasons with the Brewers. That's where the Twins saw a lot of him. And then he went to the Rangers in 2015, the Orioles last year, had some shoulder issues last year that put him on a disabled list, and then traded to Seattle in January of this year. Made the All-Star team for the Brewers in 2010.
2-2 to Sano. And that landed 3 feet in front of the plate.
Gallardo, 31 years old, born in Mexico, and then moved to Texas at a young age. That's where the Brewers found him out of high school in Texas and signed him.
Second straight full count for Gallardo. He got Mauer to bounce out to Cano. Now the 3-2 to Sano. A long way. It's foul. Almost out of the ballpark.
That's 2 rows from leaving this Safeco field. Just a long strike. That's what Gallardo's saying.
Guy up there in the yellow shirt says, "Hey, I'm trying to take a nap up here."
Yeah, we'll never get a ball up here. Look how high we are.
And Sano takes the walk. So now in 5 plate appearances against Gallardo, Sano is 0 for 1 with 4 walks. He's aboard now for Kepler.
I call that smart pitching.
Bases open everywhere. Why pitch to the guy, right? Here's Kepler.
Kepler's really been swinging a consistent bat over his last 21 ball games, hitting .303.
Slice foul to the corner and into an empty seat.
He seems to be picking up a hit or 2 every game.
Got a hit last night and then hit a bullet for an out in his last at bat.
He's hit safely in 18 of his last 21 games. It goes back to May 13th.
And a 94-mile-per-hour fastball gets a swing and a miss. 0-2.
You know, this Safeco Field is always known as a pitcher's type ballpark because of the dimensions. Not a lot of home runs are hit here on a normal basis, except 3 that were hit last night. But Gallardo, for some reason, has not pitched well here. This is his 7th start. First 6 starts, ERA at 7.80.
94, then something at 91 caught Kepler looking, and the Twins are scoreless in their first. Manager got the team to a winning record last year, and Mariners right now are a game below the 500 mark. Here's the Menards batting order for the Mariners tonight. Guillermo Heredia leading off. Tyler Smith, Robinson Cano, Danny Valencia, Kyle Seager, Taylor Motter, Ben Gamble, Mike Zunino, and Carlos Ruiz, their designated hitter.
And Mejia on the mound. He's making his 7th start. This is his 7th career start. He came up for a cup of coffee last year in August, pitched out of the bullpen, but he started the season in the rotation. It didn't fare too well, but since his return, we showed you in the open, he's been pitching very well.
Heredia, Smith, and Cano in the first. And a first pitch strike. Basically, over the last week and a half, the Mariners have been doing a very good Houston Astros imitation. They've knocked the cover off the ball. So we'll see how Mejia fares with Cruz out of the lineup. And he might not be in the lineup again tomorrow. He's got a strained right calf. The Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Rosario, Buxton, Kepler as good as they get in the outfield. Sano, Adrianza, Dozier, Maurer the infielders, and Castro doing the catching. 0-2 from Mejia. And a ball to left. And Rosario makes a sliding catch in left field. Wonderful play by Eddie Rosario. Backhanding a catch for the first out.
Yeah, I was watching the third base umpire, Trip Gibson, keep an eye on whether that ball hit the turf first or not. And Rosario has to come in and catch that ball before it does hit the green grass here at Safeco Field. So a nice play right off the get-go by the defense and Eddie Rosario.
And now Tyler Smith getting a chance to play at short. Gene Segura was leading the American League in hitting when he went on the disabled list. And his spirits should have been lifted somewhat today when the Mariners signed him to a rich 5-year contract. But until he gets back, Smith will see some time at short. Motter was there last night. 2-0.
Yeah, Smith just getting called up from AAA, Tacoma. Good minor league numbers.
And a foul back.
I mentioned it before. It's important for Mejia to really attack the strike zone early on because these Seattle hitters have never faced him. So get ahead in the count if you can.
And that, frankly, is something Santiago failed to do early in the ball game. And now 3-1 to
I did
Smith.
talk to Hector before the ball game and asked him about the shoulder, and he had some stiffness, and he said he felt it early. And it just, we kind of saw it by the velocities. It's maybe topping out at, first 3 hitters at 87, 88. Then he found a little extra, but it wasn't the typical 92, 93 mile-an-hour fastball.
Lazy fly ball to center. Buxton under it. That's out number 2. Santiago will be sent back to the Twin Cities for an examination. And with 2 down in the first, let's go to Audra Martin.
Thanks, guys. It's time for our Car Soup Scoop from the clubhouse. Paul Molitor says they signed Chris Heston because he'll bring length and experience to the bullpen. He's best known, though, for pitching a no-hitter against the Mets 2 years ago. And to make room, they did place Hector Santiago on the 10-day disabled list. They don't expect it to be anything serious, but he'll head back to the Twin Cities for testing. And no word yet on who will take his place in the rotation on Sunday. Kenny Vargas joined the team today in place of Jorge Polanco, who was placed on the bereavement list. And because they're heading into a situation where they don't need a DH and could possibly use another pitcher, they're playing it by ear with Kenny Vargas, but Paul Molitor says that doesn't necessarily mean it's a temporary assignment. Guys?
Well, thank you, Audra. It's, the bereavement list can last, a player can be on it up to 7 days. And I don't know that anyone is holding up much of a possibility that Polanco will be back before the homestand starts on Monday. There's a fly to left, hit right at Rosario. And Mejia's off to a good start. 3 outfield flies and a 1-2-3 first.
3. Unfortunately, fans missed out on a chance for a big pitcher's duel. Dallas Keuchel scratched from the start just minutes before the game against the Royals tonight because of an illness. And with Jason Vargas going for Kansas City, it would have been the first time since 2005 that baseball's top 2 ERAs would have gone head-to-head. But doesn't look like the Royals are too upset about it. They currently have the 7-2 lead. Guys.
All right, thank you very much, Audra. Robbie Grossman will lead off the second, then Jason Castro and Byron Buxton, a couple of former Astros in the Twins lineup tonight. And Grossman takes low, ball 1. Grossman hitting much better left-handed than right-handed because the Twins haven't seen much left-handed starting pitching. Lifted foul into the seats, 1-1. Kind of odd. Grossman has just 37 at bats from the right side of the plate, and he's walked 17 times from the right side of the plate. Outside, 2-1.
Well, taking pitches like that right there, that's what we've seen from Grossman. You know, very good eye at the plate, very patient. Over his last 16 ball games, hitting .315 and getting on base also sometimes via the walk.
Foul back, 2-2. Here's what we were talking about before. Remember last night we showed you Santiago splits having a terrible time, a left-handed pitcher against left-handed hitters. Well, to somewhat of a lesser degree, that's what's going on with Gallardo. Right-handers are hitting almost 100 points higher than left-handers. 2-2 to Grossman, getting things started here in the Twins' second. On the outside corner.
Gallardo picks up his second strikeout, paints right there, and that's what he usually did against the Twins when he was with the Brewers. Straight over the top fastball in a perfect spot at 94 miles an hour.
Jason Castro's been swinging it pretty good. He's hitting 6th tonight. Eight-game hitting streak for the Twins.
Now, Castro has the most at-bats against Gallardo. 21 at-bats. He has 8 hits and a home run.
Chase is upstairs, a swing and a miss, strike 1. An 8-game hitting streak and a good average during the streak.
I was going to say, on an 8-game hitting streak.
Breaking ball over for strike 2.
9 hits in his last 31 at-bats. 3 doubles, a couple home runs, and he's driven in 6 runs.
Hitting out of an 0-2 hole. Up high, 1-2. Twins have won just 3 of their last 9 games, and in the 6 losses, they've given up 67 runs. There have been too many games like the game last night where the pitching just hasn't been competitive. And Castro chases again. 3 straight strikeouts for Gallardo. And that'll bring up Buxton.
Well, Gallardo over his career has averaged about 8 strikeouts per 9 innings. Has almost 1,500 strikeouts in his career. He's pitched just over 1,650 innings.
Buxton with a couple of hits to the pull side, has the batting average a tick over 200. Swing and a miss with Gallardo reaching back for 94 again. Breaking ball hit to right. Retreating is Gamble. He's on the warning track and he makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 second for Yovani Gallardo. North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by State Farm. Combine auto and renters and see how much money you can save. No score as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And former Twin Danny Valencia will lead things off against Adalberto Mejia. Valencia's been on a tear, a 3-run double in the ball game last night. He's now driven in 12 runs in the last 6 games.
Hey, go back further and ask last 34 ball games. He's hitting .352.
Strike one.
9 consecutive hits at one point 5 days ago.
"12 pitches, 9 strikes for Mejia, and after what the Twins saw from Santiago last night, that's a welcome sight.
Well, again, getting ahead in the count. First inning, 2 of 3 as far as getting ahead. Strike 1. And he gets ahead of Valencia here.
Chasing a high fastball. And Valencia's gone on 3 pitches.
Yeah, fastball clocked at 93 to 95 for Mejia. And he went up the ladder right here. So he got ahead. Strike 1 with a high fastball. Then a good slider, and then up in the strike zone at 93.
And that'll bring up Kyle Seager. 3-run home run in the ball game last night. Up and in. Ball 1. In Mejia's last start, he gave up just 1 run on a Cole Calhoun home run. Now, the Angel lineup not as fearsome as the Seattle lineup right now. There's a strike on the outside corner. But Pujols was in that lineup, and he, pitched against the Angels awfully well with just the 1 mistake to Cole Calhoun. 1-1 to Seager. Breaking ball. He's way out in front and lifts a weak foul into the seats.
That's what you like to see, Mejia right there. Even though that ball was up a little bit, a slider, he had something on it.
And
good size for a pitcher. 6'3" they list him at, and about 210 pounds.
The 6'3", I believe.
Yeah, I think he's probably maybe 230 in that range, but very, very solid. Utilizes that pitching rubber and drives off of it with that left foot. Good fastball, misses in.
He's given Seager 2 fastballs in this at bat that have both been 92 and in off the plate. One was shoulder high and the other one was thigh high.
Well, you see Seager right on top of the plate too.
Now breaking ball missing, and it fills the count.
Pretty good baseball family, the Seager family.
Should say so.
Corey Seager with the Dodgers.
We'll see him later on this year at Dodger Stadium.
Well, we've got another brother that is in the minor league system of the Mariners.
Missed inside with another fastball. He ends up walking Seager with 1 out. And for tonight's showstopper, let's go to Audra Martin.
The showstopper is the pitchers duel that did end up happening today. Clayton Kershaw and Steven Strasburg. It lived up to the hype, guys. Meeting for the first time in their careers. It was Kershaw who came out on top. 7 innings of work, just 1 run on 3 hits and 9 strikeouts for the Dodgers ace. Just barely edging out Strasburg's impressive night. 2 runs on 3 hits in 6 innings. Dodgers hang on to win it 2-1. Guys.
Thank you, Audra. Here is Taylor Motter. And there is strike 1. Motter was a shortstop last night, the left fielder tonight.
Motter currently on a 6-game hitting streak, 7 hits in his last 19 at bats.
A scoop by Castro. Mejia has pitched 28 2/3 innings in the major leagues. He's gotten 1 ground ball double play this year. And the outs have come on a strikeout and 3 fly ball outs here tonight. 2-1. Foul. Off the end of the bat a little bit, and it's 2-2.
That ball up and in almost, and Motter opened up quickly and hit that ball foul.
Mejia pitching tonight. He will not pitch this weekend in San Francisco against his former team, the Giants. Of course, he came to the Twins in the Eduardo Nunez trade in late July last year. On the outside corner. And Mejia gets his second strikeout of the inning.
Hey, backdoored that slider right there. And Motter taking it for strike 3.
Target was inside. Mejia hit the outside corner, rung up by Dan Iasanya, and now Ben Gamel. 9-game hitting streak for Gamel.
I think when you've won 8 out of 9 and have scored the runs they have, there's going to be a lot of hitting streaks.
Strike 1. 4-game winning streak for the Mariners. They've not had a 5-gamer yet this year. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Good nasty pitch right there. Not a good swing by Gamel. Gamel, 25 years old, his second season with the Mariners, came over from the Yankees last year. Castro sitting away and laid off that slide.
Twins with back-to-back left-handed starting pitchers, with Santiago going last night, then going on the disabled list. Mejia tonight, and I think it's fair to say Mejia's got better stuff than Santiago does. It's just a question of getting some experience and gaining command. Gamel stays alive. Mejia's about to deliver his 29th pitch, facing his 7th batter.
Gamel hitting .258 against left-handed pitchers. And hitting .340 against right-handers.
That's to center. And Buxton standing right there to end the inning. 2 hitless innings for Mejia. He's off to a good start in a scoreless game. North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
The Seahawks and Sounders play over there. The Mariners play over here. Beautiful ballpark that opened in the middle of the season in 1999. Eddie Rosario leads off the third for the Twins. First pitch tapped where there isn't anybody.
The shift gets Eddie Rosario a base hit.
Thought about second base. He'll hold up with a leadoff single. Just a soft tapper beating the shift for the first hit of the game.
Well, we know that Eddie Rosario, he's up there swinging a bat. That fastball away. Just hits it to the shortstop. He's not there. So the first hit of the ball game goes to Eddie Rosario and the Twins.
And now A-Ray Adrianza. Adrianza will do the bulk of the shortstopping until Jorge Polanco comes back from the Dominican Republic.
If he'd not heard, his grandfather had passed away.
And a nice bunt to the mound. And Adrianza will get a sacrifice. Looked like he was bunting for a hit. But given the situation, he will get a sacrifice.
Hey, before we get any further, because I know he's going to go to sleep, happy birthday, Tim Laudner.
What? It's quarter to 10.
He's 59 years old now.
He's already asleep.
Well, somebody tell him, Melinda, wish him happy birthday.
Elbow him on the ribs and wish him a happy birthday for it. We already did that. You called him, and I yelled in the background, happy birthday, Tim. Here's Brian Dozier. Twins have a chance to take a lead here if Dozier can deliver a hit to the outfield. Had a fly ball to center his first time up, and he takes strike one.
Good breaking ball right there.
Now 5 for 13 against Gallardo. Joe Mauer's 7 for 17. Twins have some hitters with pretty good numbers against the Seattle right-hander.
A little surprised the Brewers traded him to the Texas Rangers. He was kind of the ace of the staff in Milwaukee.
Chances are finances had something to do with it.
He won best season 2011. He won 17 ball games. Repeated the next year with 16. Made the All-Star team in 2010 for the Brewers.
1-1 to Dozier. Breaking ball over 1-2.
Kind of froze Brian right there. Started inside and worked the inner part of the plate. Gallardo has a good win-loss record in his career. 110 wins, only 89 losses. See the high breaking ball. ERA at 3.87.
Lined into left center field. Rosario around third. He'll be waved home, and he will score an awful throw. And that allows Dozier to go to second. My goodness, that's a terrible throw by Tyler Smith.
Well, not a good decision by Smith right there, throwing that ball up the first baseline. That allows Brian Dozier, who was hanging around first base, to get to second. So another breaking ball, but this one hung for Brian. And Smith at short. Rosario had to wait right here to see if Smith's going to catch this or not. And by the time that ball hit the grass, Eddie Rosario was taking off. Gene Glenn sent him home. And the Twins take a 1-0 lead. Brian Dozier picks up his 24th RBI of the year.
We saw throughout the Baltimore series and the last road trip, the Angels series, when the other guys made a mistake, the Twins capitalized. It was a mistake to allow Dozier to get to second. We'll see if Mauer can capitalize. Down low, ball one. Fastball for a strike. We've seen Gallardo the last couple of years. I don't remember 94 miles per hour, but he's thrown a handful of fastballs in the mid-90s. 1-1. tap back to the glove, and now Dozier's hung out to dry between second and third. And Dozier is tagged out. Mauer can't advance to second. So Smith made a mistake in the field, and Dozier made one on the bases on the comebacker.
Yeah, you kind of want to wait as a base runner, and believe me, I probably would have done the same thing. You take off right there by Gallardo, got it, ended up throwing over to Smith, and then a little pickle going on right here. And Smith tags out Dozier, and Mauer stays at first. No chance for Joe to get to second.
Is that what you called it, a pickle?
A pickle.
We called it a hot box.
Yeah, we call it a pickle.
Here is Sano. Drew a walk against Gallardo in the first. Check swing and a strike.
So if you're keeping score at home, the play went 1-6-5-6 of the put out of Dozier. And Mauer at first base with 2 outs. So Sano's got to hit a home run here.
Tried to. It's 0-2.
Gallardo has given up 9 home runs, 7 of them here at Safeco Field.
Cleveland Indians already lost today. Trevor Bauer had a hard time throwing strikes, and the Indians lost. So if the Twins were to win this game, they'd have a 2-game lead in the American League Central. One and two to Sano. Over the Mariner dugout and out of play.
Sano second in the American League and runs batted in with 43. Nelson Cruz, who gets the night off and hopefully tomorrow off, leads with 46.
Cruz was taken out of the game last night in the middle innings. Scott Service said today that he has been nursing kind of a sore right calf, and when he went from first to third on a double, he tweaked it. And Sano swings at one in the dirt. Don't see him do much of that anymore, but he did there. The Twins get a couple of hits and the first run of the game in the third.
Here at Safeco Field, where, believe it or not, the most popular dish is an insect. Roasted grasshoppers, to be exact. The chili lime salted bugs were introduced this season and actually sold out completely opening weekend. Now the vendors here have to limit them to just 312 orders per game. That's 312 in honor of Mariners great Edgar Martinez's career batting average. And coming up in the next half inning, we'll show you how the Twins players reacted to this new snack in the clubhouse. Guys.
High drive to left field, and the game is tied.
Yeah, that 1-0 lead didn't last too long.
On the very next pitch, Mike Zunino hits his third of the year, and it's one apiece.
That ball went over the bullpen of the Twins. So just like that, that 1-0 lead is a 1-1 tie. Zunino pitch at 90, about belt high, middle in. Got it airborne. And the first home hit by the Mariners leave the ballpark.
So very quickly, one apiece, and now here's Carlos Ruiz. Backup catcher for the Mariners, and Scott Servais taking a bit of a risk here because he has two catchers. Zunino, the catcher who just homered, and then his backup catcher is the designated hitter. Outside, and it's 1-1. So if something were to happen to Zunino, Ruiz would have to catch, and the Mariners would lose their designated hitter. 1-1. Now the Twins did that last night in the ninth inning, but I don't think their chances of coming back were very good when the score was 12-3 and they moved Escobar out behind the plate.
Ruiz, 38 years old. He's in his 12th season. A lot of those with the Philadelphia Phillies.
And now 3-1.
Last year split the season between the Phillies and the Dodgers. And traded over to Seattle from the Dodgers in November.
Swing and a miss to fill the count. Three and two to Ruiz, and a foul that will reach the seats. Mentioned it last night. Mariners in a tough spot. They've just kind of bobbed at the surface around the 500 mark, while the Astros have run off to a 13-game lead over the Angels and the Mariners. Full count to Ruiz. That's 2-1. Into the second deck, and Mejia has given up a couple of home runs here to start the bottom of the third. The 8 and 9 batters both go deep.
Well, Ruiz hitting his first home run as a Seattle Mariner. Touches home plate. Fastball down. Quick, solid swing. And Ruiz not known for hitting a lot of home runs. That's his 69th career home run. Career that started in 2006.
Guillermo Heredia will bat. Hit a liner to Rosario in the first inning. Outside, ball one. Foul, 1-1. Two and one for Mejia, the 6th and 7th home runs he's allowed on the season, and just under 30 innings pitched. Two and two.
Heredia does not get cheated up there.
That's to center. And Buxton trots in a few steps. One away. June 21st is Star Wars night at Target Field. A limited number of Star Wars theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and Brian Dozier Stormtrooper bobblehead. Go to twinsbaseball.com/Star Wars to learn more about the Star Wars theme night offer. One down, and now Tyler Smith. Smith with a fly to Buxton, his first time up. Strike one from Mejia. And just off the outside corner, 1-1.
You know, Dick, I was just looking at last night's ball game. It didn't seem like, you know, Sano got a ground ball last night. I don't think too many guys. Dozier got a ground ball. Maybe Mauer got a ground ball. There were only 3 ground ball outs.
Yeah.
In last night's ball game by the Mariners.
And we haven't had one yet tonight.
No, not yet. So hitting everything in the air.
Some catchable, some not. 2-1 to Smith. And now 3-1. Mejia with 1 walk. He walks Seager with 1 out in the second inning. Cano on deck. And a walk will put him aboard.
Second walk for Mejia.
Time now for our State Farm combination. He did it to the Twins when he was with the Yankees, and he continues to do it now that he's a member of the Mariners.
Well, look at the average, 28 ball games versus the Twins.
And Cano will hit here with a runner at first and 1 down.
This guy's just a professional hitter. Takes every at-bat like it might be his last. It's the way you're supposed to do it.
And strike 1. And we've talked about it before. He looks as if he plays baseball, goes about his life with a blood pressure of about 87/43.
I look at him as someone that's going to end up with 3,000 hits. He has almost 2,300 hits already in his career. 34 years old, signed by the Mariners until 2023. That's what they signed Segura at. 5-year deal, runs through 2023. So trying to lock up 2 of their main players, which they have.
1 strike to Cano. And now a ball. A couple of hitless innings for Mejia, but now a couple of home runs, a 1-out walk. Be the 50th pitch of the night for Mejia. Popped up, and Castro with the play. 2 away. I'm not used to Cano being retired without somebody making a great play in the field.
Yeah, Cano's first at bat, he took a slider and hit that third out to Rosario right there. Another slider that he just got underneath and popped it up.
2 down, and now Danny Valencia. Mejia struck him out on 3 pitches, 2 fastballs on a slider. Talked about it last night. Valencia's earned journeyman status by moving around an awful lot. Parts of 3 years with the Twins, part of a year with Boston, part of a year with Baltimore, part of a year in Kansas City, parts of 2 years in Toronto, parts of 2 years in Oakland, and now here in Seattle.
Yeah, 7 different teams since he came up with the Twins in 2010.
Jumped into the lineup 2010. It was a good year for the Twins. The last year they were in the playoffs, and he had 311, 7 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Down the middle of strike.
Well, he's traded over from Oakland to Seattle back in November of last year. Had a solid year last year for Oakland, 287 and 130 games played. He hit 17 home runs. That was a career high.
And now 1-1. Mejia's pace slows considerably with men on base. Valencia, the 6th man he's faced this inning. And over the inside corner, 1-2.
Four pitches already for Mejia in this inning. Only 10 in the first, 19 in the second.
There goes the runner and swung on him as Valencia strikes out again against Mejia. They score twice on a couple of home runs.
Grasshoppers. Apparently they're really good. Here we go. Best seller here at the stadium.
Damn.
Go ahead.
You can't watch.
Oh.
They're not as bad as you think they are.
Oh no.
Too much spice.
It was like chewing a sunflower seed basically with a little bit of seasoning on it. They're good, right?
Yeah, muy bueno.
Yeah, very good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you heard it first.
Good, I tell you.
The leg hit my tongue first right there.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
I can't. I'm gonna throw up.
So the Twins players, for the most part, thought these grasshoppers were delicious, but what kind of coworker would I be if I didn't bring them to my very own colleagues to enjoy?
Oh, you know I'll eat them.
Over there. He'll eat anything. I'm not even going to try one.
Oh.
I agree with Irvin. They're a little on the spicy side.
Don't talk with your mouth.
But they're not bad.
Come on, you have to try one.
No, I won't try one. I will not. I don't eat bugs. I had
Have you tried them?
I did try one.
Go ahead.
I know. I did it. One is good for me. I was good until Kyle Gibson said, just think of it as a sunflower seed with legs, and then I about lost it.
I actually like night crawlers better than those.
I don't even like to look at them. I just and the legs just.
I had a
hanging
motorcycle for 2 years.
bad.
I ate enough bugs back then.
Well, then these won't hurt you. It's protein.
Huh? No.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
Protein.
You're
Remember
letting
that,
your
Dick.
fans
There's not
down.
a chance. There's not a chance.
If I eat another one, will you eat one?
No. Here's a line drive to center. And
get down.
Great catch in center field by Heredia. Throw back to the bag. And Kepler gets back. Heredia with a great catch as Grossman made a bid for a backup single to Kepler's. One down, one on.
Well, we saw Rosario make a nice catch out in left field. Here, Heredia. Grossman hitting the ball sharply. Heredia sprawled out right there. Makes a nice catch, keeping that ball in the glove. And then gets up, shows the umpire. And Kepler scoots back to first base.
Well, a line drive single for Kepler. Grossman nearly got a base hit, and then Castro.
She took them away. Where'd they go?
You're really going to eat a whole bowl full of those things?
Why not?
They're bugs.
Yeah.
They're insects.
Remember we had that
Andrew
many years
Zimmerman
ago at the
came
Dome.
up. Yeah, Andrew Zimmerman brought some bugs up. He's a Minnesota native, is notorious for eating weird food. I saw him today on a show. He was eating brains. On the ground, Cano backhands and starts a double play. The Twins hit 3 balls on the button, and Gallardo faces just 3 men in the inning.
Gotta love your defense.
Toyota.
Well, Twins took an early 1-0 lead. Brian Dozier with Rosario at second base scores. Made it 1-0, but then back-to-back home runs off the bat of Zunino and Ruiz give the Mariners a 2-1 lead.
And the headline here between innings are closing the roof. So we'll have indoor baseball here shortly.
Looks like a spaceship, doesn't it?
It's apparently threatening to rain later tonight. I know tomorrow we've got a chance of rain. Here's Kyle Seager to start the bottom of the 4th in a 2-1 ball game. Outside, ball 1.
Well, one thing that Mejia has done, he's done a good job of getting strike 1. 10 of 14 right now with the ball 1 to Seager.
And now 1-1. Bouncer to Dozier. And Seager retired, 1 away. Join us Saturday, August 5th for the Women's Baseball Experience. Twins clinicians and members of the coaching staff will be providing instruction at Target Field. Participants will get the full experience of what it's like being a Major League Baseball player. To learn more and register, visit twinsbaseball.com/women's clinic. One down here in the 4th, and now Taylor Motter called out on strikes his first time up. Strike one. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Yeah, Motter, 27 years old. His first season with Seattle. Last year with the Rays. Played in 33 ball games. Hit only 188 last year. Styling with that long hair. He and Gamble, kind of like bookends.
Yeah, 2 down with Motter striking out a second time.
Yeah, Mejia has 4 strikeouts, having struck out Valencia twice and now Motter twice. So an off-speed pitch. Motter goes down swinging. Ball out of the strike zone.
Ben Gamble, the batter, hit a fly ball to Buxton his first time up.
I look at Gamble with that long hair too. Remember, he came from the Yankee organization, so he's probably happy to be away if he wants to from that organization. They have that no facial hair.
He had to have a haircut every 72 hours.
Yeah.
He's just long hair, don't care. What was the longest hair you ever had, and for which team?
Probably when I first came up. I had kind of long hair, but not to my shoulders whatsoever. So
a little mullet
like
thing going on in the back?
A little bit.
Yeah?
A little bit, yeah. It's when I had some hair up on top.
2 strikes.
Too much chipping, I guess, in golf.
Did you clean yourself up for when they took the baseball card pictures?
No.
No.
What do you mean clean myself
Well,
up?
like shave,
look
look presentable.
No. I don't today. Why would I do it then?
Well, baseball cards live forever.
Hopefully I will too.
Well, we know that's not going to happen, but you've had to sign millions of baseball cards, I'm sure, in your lifetime, and it's kind of like, if they caught you on a bad Tuesday morning in spring training, it gets revisited 30 years later.
There's a couple cards that I like. One that I'm blowing the bubble because it covered most of my face. I like that one. And the other one with the beach ball that the Upper Deck did when I was pitching for the Fathers in the daughter-son game in Anaheim. I had a big beach ball.
And that was your official Upper Deck
that
baseball
was my card. And that beach ball looked like my fastball at that time too.
2-2.
I couldn't tell whether it was my fastball or a beach ball.
Because you had how many different baseball cards?
Oh boy.
A couple hundred, right?
Back then I didn't have a rookie card. And there's strike 3. We'll talk about that later. So good inning by Mejia.
1-2-3. The Mariners go down.
Want to talk about that later? Let me count.
See fans of the game hoping the Twins can come back and win this ball game. It's 2-1, and Byron Buxton will lead off the 5th against Giovanni Gallardo. Now the Twins hit the ball very sharply in the 4th inning. They got a base hit, a near hit, and a ground ball double play started on a nifty play by Robinson Cano. Buxton chases upstairs, a swing and a miss, strike 1.
Yeah, Gallardo needed only 4 pitches last inning to get the 3 outs. The hit by Kepler, Grossman's that Heredia made a great catch, and then next pitch to double play turned nicely, started by Cano at second.
Right back to the mound, busted bat, and Gallardo retires Buxton. Gallardo's really been struggling with his control, and he's walked just 1 man so far, and that was Sano in the 1st inning after the 2nd out. Here's Rosario, grounded a single through the shift, and we'll see if the Mariners shift him that way again. Sure enough, Smith, the shortstop, swings over on the right side of the infield.
Remember in that first at bat, Rosario picked up or swung at that first pitch and hit it to short. Now Smith moving over a little bit on the shortstop side of second base.
Symbolically, of course, but within that is a lesson for players who are frustrated when shifts take away hits. Hit against the shift and they'll come right out of it, whether it's, you know, a bunt up the third baseline, whatever. If you take advantage of what they're trying to give you, they'll come right out of the shift. Wide of the plate, 1-1. The Twins need a jolt here. They've hit some balls hard against Gallardo, 2nd time through the order, and still find themselves down a run. Fouled back. Rosario tried to tie the game. 1-2.
Gallardo has always had a very smooth delivery. Kind of gets to that balance point, allows his arm to catch up to his body, making his 279th start.
2 strikes, and the Mariners go into an infield shift with Rosario.
Gets his body over, pointing toward third base, and then right there explode toward home.
Center field, Heredia goes back underneath it now, makes the catch out number 2.
You know what you want to do is get to the balance point. We're going to show you Gallardo's delivery. See how he turns his hip so he can do this and then release the ball toward home plate, and a good follow through, having that right leg come over the left.
Adrianza with a single that helped the Twins get that first run of the ball game in the 3rd inning, advancing Rosario to second. Then he scored in the next at bat on Dozier's single. Up and away, ball 1. And now 2-0. The Twins facing a pitcher who had walked 14 men in his last 3 starts, covering just 15 1/3 innings. He's got 2 outs in the 5th with just 1 walk issued. Fouled back.
Good swing right there.
2-1. Three and 1. Dozier on deck.
Take a look at the last pitch.
That's to left center field, deep to the gap, slicing away from Heredia. He won't get there. It stays in the ballpark, and Adrianza has a 2-out double.
A good piece of hitting right there. Fastball away, didn't pull it, just went with it. Adrianza picking up his 3rd double, gets into scoring position with 2 outs. Looked like a fastball up. Thigh high away. Good piece of hitting.
And now Dozier in essentially the same spot here in the 5th inning as he was in the 3rd. The difference being there was a 1 out back then. There are 2 outs here. Dozier lined a single to left center to get the first run on the board, and he takes down and away, ball 1. Dozier hit a home run in the ball game last night, his 9th of the year. Nice pickup by Zunino, ball 2.
Yeah, and that play right there, Cano was breaking the second base, and Gallardo threw the ball home. Trying to keep him close to second.
Three and 0, Mauer on deck.
And of course the shift put on, so Cano kind of up the middle, so there's that big hole between first and second. Danny Valencia playing off the line.
Dozier's
that's
green.
where Brian would, maybe away, and it looks like they're going to pitch him. Just go out there.
And a 4-pitch walk will fill first base. Zunino flips the ball to the mound and then joins Gallardo on the mound.
Yeah, brings up Joe Mauer, who's been swinging a good bat over his last 21 ball games. You see the batting average, picking up some RBIs, has a couple home runs.
The Twins could use a hit from Mauer here. He is 0 for 2. Joe got off to a slow start, but has been stinging the ball over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it seems like when he does make an out, he's getting good wood on it.
2 lineouts last night to left field. Had a great series here last year, including 3 home runs, and he takes strike 1.
Yeah, good curveball right there to get strike 1.
He's trying to put something together here in the 5th. After the second out, a double, now a walk. Strike 2 on the outside corner.
Joe kind of looking back at the home plate umpire saying, "Are you sure that was a strike?" Well, fastball starts him off with a curveball for strike 1. And a good fastball, clipped the corner.
0-2 to Mauer.
I think Joe's got him where he wants him.
Up high. As the walk totals in his last 3 starts would attest, Gallardo likes to nibble. So don't be surprised if the count, which was 0-2, will eventually be full.
Well, I'll look for a curveball right here. See if he hangs it. It's like a slider down.
2-2.
In that Dozier at bat in the 3rd inning, he threw him a couple curveballs that were good curveballs. Then he left that one up, and Bryant took advantage of it and hit it just out of the reach of Smith at short to pick up that RBI.
2-2 to Mauer. Decent speed on the bases. To center field and down for a hit. Adrianza around 3rd. He'll come home. And Mauer with a 2-out single has tied the game.
Oh, there it is. 0-2. Joe works a count. And it looked like a slider, not the curveball that Gallardo left up, and Joe hit it right back up the middle. There's the first curveball, then the fastball, then up, and then down, and then called it a slider, might have been a fastball. And with 2 outs, Twins tie the game at 2 apiece. Joe Mauer picking up his 25th run batted in.
And now suddenly a very big at bat with a very big man, Miguel Sano, at the plate with 2 on and 2 out.
Yeah, Mel Stottlemyre Jr., the pitching coach, makes his way out, now trots back.
Pretty good bloodlines there too. His brother Todd was a great pitcher in the American League for a long time. Sano with a walk and a strikeout. Gallardo got him to chase a pitch down and away in the dirt. Sano's shown better plate discipline this year. Let's see what happens in his 3rd matchup with Gallardo. Up and away, ball 1. This all started with Adrianza's 2-out double to the gap in left center.
Well, they say here in Seattle what's really hurt Gallardo is in multi-run innings. So situations like this, where the Twins one good swing away from maybe putting a 4 spot up, has hurt him so far.
Fouled away, 1-1. Sano with 43 runs batted in. Joey Gallo's been at 3rd base, but Beltre was back, and now we'll get word that Beltre may be headed back to the disabled list for the Rangers. 1-1 to Sano. A drive to left field.
And there's that 4 spot.
Back and gone. A 3-run blast for Sano.
And this all happening with 2 outs. So a big 3-run home run number 15 on the year. And now Sano ties Nelson Cruz for the most RBIs of the season.
A double, a walk, a single, and a 3-run bomb by Sano. And the Twins lead it 5-2. You know, the Twins only saw 4 pitches in the 4th inning, but everybody hit the ball hard that inning. And now here after the 2nd out, there's a walk mixed in there, but a double, a single, and then this.
Well, that breaking ball stayed up at 82 miles an hour, and Sano and his strength gives the Twins a 5-2 lead.
Kepler, excuse me, swing, 1-1. Kepler lashed a single leading off the 4th. Grossman almost backed his single up with one of his own. Great catch in center by Heredia. And then Castro hit a 2-hop smash that Cano deftly turned into a double play. Another half swing, and Kepler ticks it foul.
That's kind of an excuse me swing there.
Some clutch 2-out hitting here in the 5th has the Twins in front 5-2.
Yeah, Joe Mauer's big single kind of helped set that up. Brian Dozier's walk. And then a hanger.
Kepler strokes it. Nice pickup by Valencia. Another well hit ball for the 3rd out. None better hit than Sano's blast off a hanging curveball, and the Twins strike for 4 in the 5th.
on the top of the 5th inning, take a 5-2 lead. And Twin fans, don't forget it, Twin home games, you bring your Circle Me sign, something just like that. You might find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle, where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
Twins gave Mejia a lead going to the bottom of the 3rd, and then Zunino hit the first pitch over the wall and left to tie the game. Now the Twins lead by 3. Zunino will lead things off. Then Ruiz and Heredia. Ball 1 to the backstop.
Yeah, Zunino jumped on that first fastball and hit his 3rd home run of the year.
And now outside 2-0. Pitch count good for Mejia. Hoping to give the Twins at least 6 solid innings. Foul off of Castro and then to the screen. 2-1. Don't know what's going to happen. The Twins might win this game, they might lose it, but what is refreshing to see, Sano's not only hitting home runs, he's hitting home runs in key spots. Twins won the final game in Anaheim because Sano in the middle innings hit a 2-run home run that turned the game around, and the Twins won it 3-2. Now a big 3-run home run in the 5th, and the Twins at least now have a 3-run lead. One thing to hit them, it's another to hit them in key spots.
Right.
And we're seeing Sano do more and more of that. Now it's 3-1 from Mejia to Zunino.
Yeah, you got to get the ball over the plate. A couple of walks right here so far for Mejia. 5 strikeouts in the ball game.
Teams just scored 4 to give you a lead.
Yep, number 8 hitter in the lineup. Need him to swing the bat. No free passes.
3-2.
And you have to do it again. He's given up only 2 hits, and both of them left the ballpark. That was it. Other than that, he's pitched well.
Full count to Zunino. And a breaking ball fouled back. Where last night Santiago walked 4 and they all scored, Mejia's only walked 2 and he's left them on base. Three and 2 to the Seattle catcher. And he walked. 3rd walk of the ball game and a leadoff walk here in the 5th. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app. Take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball with you wherever you go. Here's Carlos Ruiz. Hit one into the 2nd deck here at Safeco Field for his first Mariner home run. So far, Mejia's gotten 1 ground ball out. That was off the bat of Seager, leading off the 4th. There's the first pitch strike.
Ruiz, as I mentioned, his first at bat, 38 years old. He has 1 World Series ring. That came with the Philadelphia Phillies in 2008 when they beat the Tampa Bay Rays. They went to the World Series the next year and they lost to the Yankees in 2009.
Ooh. And Castro thought that was a strike too. He looks over his right shoulder. And where was that? 1-1.
Breaking ball right here.
Well, it's outside.
Picky.
1-1.
Hit a ground ball.
Ruiz, of all people, threatens to bunt. Mejia misses. 2-1.
Brings Sano in a little bit. Now he's backpedaling again.
So you look at that, 1 ground ball double play with 28 opportunities, and this is the 29th. The odds of a double play aren't very high.
solid fastball down there.
2-2.
That was almost the pitch that Ruiz hit for the home run. Fastball down. That was out over the plate a bit, looked like. Compared to the one down and in, he golfed out.
2-2. And that hit Ruiz. And Mejia's wobbling here in the 5th inning, having been given a 3-run lead. He walks one man and hits the next.
Well, and the worst part, you're talking about the 8th and 9th hitters too for the Mariners. And that brings the top of the lineup up. Slider. Got the right foot, the back foot.
The term back foot slider is a figure of speech. You're not supposed to actually hit the back foot. So now runners at first and second, nobody out. And here comes Heredia representing the tying run. Activity in the Twins bullpen beginning earlier than they had hoped. With a 3-run lead and the 8-9 batters up, but they're both out there on base.
Looks like maybe Tyler Duffy out there.
Heredia with a liner to left and a fly ball to center so far tonight. Down in the dirt, ball 1. Castro fires the ball back to Mejia with a little extra mustard on it.
Well, he did a good job coming into this inning. 16 batters faced, 12 first pitch strikes.
One and 0.
He pitched number 80. Misses with a slider.
2-0.
Well, 10 needed in the first, and then only 4-12 in the fourth. Other than that, he's okay. 23 in the third when he scored the 2 runs.
Problem is he doesn't have any outs yet here in the 5th inning, and he's already thrown 14 pitches. 2-0. Tyler Smith on deck.
Guessing Heredia is going to take a pitch right here.
There's a strike in his prior starts this year. I mean, he has always walked at least 2, but never more than 3. He's walked 3 already here tonight and hit a batter.
His second hit batsman of the season.
3-1. Strike 2. And Heredia hasn't swung the bat yet.
Well, I think Heredia, maybe the Mariner fans thought this ball was low, but it does get the lower part of the strike zone. Good pitch. Got to repeat it right here.
A 1 hopper to Sano. Would you take that?
I would take that. As Yogi would say, deja vu all over again.
Lifted foul into the seats. Just to get an out, just 1 out would be a lift.
Well, he has 5 strikeouts in the ball game so far.
Two of them looking. Full count to Heredia.
Heredia doesn't strike out much.
Fly ball center field. Buxton back.
Second base with it.
Make the catch. And here's the throw to second. Yep. So the double play still in order, and Mejia did a nice job coming back from 3-0 to get Heredia 1 down, and now Smith. And here comes Neil Allen. Smith with a fly ball to center and one of the walks issued by Mejia.
Smith playing in just his 5th major league game.
Five strikeouts, 7 fly ball outs for Mejia. All 3 outfield arms for the Twins are above average. Here is Smith. Just outside, ball 1. Foul back, 1-1. Cano on deck. He'll hit here in the 5th, barring a double play grounder. Two and 1.
Changeup missing high right there.
88 pitches, 52 strikes. Three and 1.
Yeah, 2 straight changeups right there to a guy that you have to get out with Cano on deck.
The sense that Mejia's running out of leash here in the 5th inning. It's not that he's getting hit, but he's lost his control. 3 and 1 to Smith. To right center. Buxton. Kepler with the catch, and he'll fire it into second. A run will score, but that's the 2nd out.
That's a big out right there. Even though Smith picks up his first major league run batted in, it's a sacrifice fly. But it comes on a 3-1 pitch with Cano now walking up to the plate. And Ruiz stays at first base.
And now Cano, fly to left and a foul out to Castro. The on-deck hitter Danny Valencia has been red hot with 12 runs batted in 6 games. But Mejia has struck him out twice.
He's been able to get Cano on a couple sliders that Cano has hit the left field and then pop one up.
Both hard and foul, 1 strike.
Good slider left middle in.
Just get the sense that Cano, who hasn't hit one on the barrel yet, is going to put the barrel on one here in the 5th. It's just a question of where it's going to go.
He just did. It was foul.
It was a foul ball. Yeah. 1 strike to Cano.
Hit another one of those fly ball outs.
Fastball away, still 94 miles per hour, but off the plate.
Good pitch.
92 on the corner, 1-2. He has had a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings.
Now he's gotten him out on sliders. Does he go back to the slider again or try that fastball away? And Cano, a guy that will use the whole field.
And the defense plays them accordingly. 1-2. Foul the back.
They let that slider up, and Cano walks back after it. Like, I'd like to have that one again.
He has had a terrible time with the 8 and 9 batters here tonight. He's retired the likes of Cano and Valencia, trying to get Cano one more time in a key spot here in the 5th. One and 2 to Robinson Cano. On the ground, Mauer closes the 5-hole and goes to the bag. Put the barrel on it, but he hit it to a good spot. Mariners get one, and you're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm.
Thanks to Miguel Sano's 15th home run of the season. It's his 11th on the road. No one in the American League has more. He's also leading the American League hitters in RBI on the road and slugging percentage on the road. We asked Miguel why he's doing better away from target field. He gives a lot of the credit to his teammates, saying the rest of the guys around him are playing well and he feeds off of it. If you ask the rest of his team, they'll say they're playing well because Miguel Sano is playing well away from home. So whoever it is that's responsible for it, it's clearly working, as Miguel Sano is vying for his first trip to the All-Star game, and those numbers show you why he deserves it, guys.
My only hope, Audra, is that he's not superstitious and won't ask to eat grasshoppers before every game.
They are edible. They have protein in them, you know.
They got a lot of other things in them. Bug guts. Here's Grossman, 1-0. And now 2-0. Grossman, Castro, and Buxton here in the Twins' 6th.
Let's see if the Twins can get that run back that Mejia gave up.
Little roller. The shortstop Smith is waiting for it, throws him out, 1 down. And that'll bring up Jason Castro, but first a look at Sanford Health injury report around Major League Baseball. The guy in the middle, Bartolo Colon, really has been struggling with the Braves this year. He's on the disabled list. Danny Salazar put on the disabled list.
He's 64 years old, Dick.
Danny Salazar on the 10-day DL, and they're going to have him work down at the AA level with a pitching coach there, Mike Napoli, with a lower back strain. And it goes on and on and on.
Well, again, I think with the 10-day disabled list over the 15, I think we've seen what that 5 extra days means. You know, if you have a little bit of a pull, put him on a 10-day DL.
Right.
Let him get healthy so he can come right back.
And that's, of course, the hope with Hector Santiago, that whatever the issue is with his shoulder, 10 days with some, band work and strengthening exercises, swing and a miss, it's 0-2, that he might miss just one start. Particularly valuable, I think, for starting pitchers, because that's basically what you're saying. You can skip somebody and just put them on the 10 DL and skip them one turn, then they're back ready to go. 2 strikes to Castro. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a double play. And called out on strikes, 2 down.
Castro didn't like that call. Gallardo picking up his 5th strikeout. Castro for the 2nd time.
RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up and play MLB action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Here's Buxton showing bunt, taking outside, ball 1. Did you play baseball games as a kid?
No. You mean like on TV or?
Well, I mean, there were no video games back then. There were no TVs back when you were a kid,
No,
but
black and white.
like Stratomatic. Do you ever play Stratomatic?
No.
Push bunt right back to the mound. And
I know you did.
Yeah.
You still have it, don't you?
I still play it.
You still
bet.
play, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 6 for Gallardo.
I played bingo.
Bullpen, a bullpen that frankly has had some issues as of late, as those numbers attest. Last 9 ball games, and the Astros a big part of that. And really the trouble all started with that 15-inning game that the Twins ended up losing to the Rays. And some unsightly numbers put up by the bullpen.
Well, I think we have to look, they had the off day Monday in yesterday's ball game. Randy Rosario had a really tough outing.
Right.
Wilmers gave up a 2-run home run. Other than that, Breslow and Bo Shears and even Chris Jimenez, they all pitched good.
So the decision Paul Molitor made last night to have Jimenez pitch for the 4th time, saving an inning for relievers, might come into play here with his starter tonight only going 5. Duffy hits the corner to Valencia.
Valencia doesn't like that right there, but it's the old 5 and fly. 95 pitches. I know he threw 29 in the 5th inning, but got 5-6 days to.
Yeah.
But it's a new age, 5 and fly.
1 strike to Valencia.
Only gave up 2 hits.
Back to Duffy. And Valencia quickly retired. 1 away. It just looked to me like he was pretty much out of gas by the time he got done to the 5th inning.
He had a tough inning. He had under duress. You know, he walked Zunino, he hit Ruiz. Got a couple sacrifice fly balls that would advance it, but then he got Cano. So, I mean, good outing. 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, only 2 hits allowed. Both of them left the ballpark, but could have went one more. But I'm sitting up here, not down there.
Here is Seager, a walk and a ground ball to second.
And you wonder why they carry 8 relievers, now 9 with Heston in the bullpen later.
Well, he walked the leadoff man. He hit the next guy. He was lucky to get out of the inning with just 1 run allowed.
You can't have a bad inning. Gave up 1 run. You know, when did you start broadcasting? What year?
1983.
That's when they threw complete games, right?
I remember seeing them.
Yeah. Remember that?
2-0.
Did they have the pitch count back then?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think anybody paid any attention to it.
No.
Handed the starter the ball and said, hey, we'll get back to you.
Right. But not today.
3-0 now to Seager with Taylor Motter to follow. Twins found out early in the game last night how costly walks can be with this Seattle lineup. There's a strike.
Well, Duffy's been pretty good at not allowing walks. Only 6 walks and 2 intentional in 28 innings pitched.
3-1 to Seager. And it's a 1-run ball game. Seager off the facing of the second deck. And it's 5-4. Another solo home run for the Mariners.
And home run number 7 for Kyle Seager. And at the end of the year, that young man right there will have 20 or more home runs. He has over the last 5 seasons.
Just the 3rd allowed by Duffy on the season.
Good swing right there. 3-1 fastball.
And now Taylor Motter in the function of having to throw a strike behind in the count, 3-1. And see if Duffy can get ahead of Motter. Fastball and a strike. And strike 2. Waving at a breaking ball. Strike 3, 2 down.
And Motter strikes out for the 3rd time in the ball game. Duffy picking up his 1st. So he gives up the home run. 3 pitches later, he gets his 2nd out.
2 down, and now Gamble fly to center and a strikeout. Strike 1 with a fastball.
I think Duffy's done a good job in this role. He had that one bad outing against the Astros where he didn't get an out. Gave up 4 runs. 4 hits and a walk. Good curveball.
And now 1-2. Seager's home run making it a 1-run lead for the Twins. Twins out hitting the Mariners 6-3. With the Mariners hitting 3 solo home runs for their 3 hits. Blocked by Castro, and it's 2-2. Duffy would love to clean up the 6th there with his 15th pitch, which might free him to pitch a 2nd inning of relief.
So he goes back to that curveball. Gamble took that 2-2 pitch. He swings at a high fastball.
Duffy gives one back on a Seager home run. It's 5-4 as we go to the 7th. With 4 long balls.
Yeah, 1-0 lead for the Twins thanks to Brian Dozier, but then Zunino and Ruiz go back-to-back home runs, give the Mariners a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Twins, a big 3-run home run off the bat of Miguel Sano in that 4-run 5th inning. Gave him a 5-2 lead. They come back with a sacrifice RBI, and then Seager hitting his 7th home run of the year, a solo shot. So 3 solo shots equal Miguel Sano's 3-run homer.
It'll be Rosario, Adrianza, and Dozier facing Gallardo here in the 7th inning. Swing and a foul. And you can see Gallardo with just 83 pitches thrown. He's had 3 innings where he's faced just 3 batters. 1 strike to Rosario. And now 2.
Well, even though that Gallardo has had the innings, the ugly innings, the multi-run innings, he's still a guy that can get deep into the ball game.
0-2. Chipped foul. And Rosario stays alive. Hard throwing left-hander James Pazos getting loose. Two strikes to the Twins left fielder. Gallardo was battled here tonight. Trailing by a run, 2 strikes to Rosario. That's hit to left, and Motter over a few steps to put it away, 1 down. We'll bring up Adrianza. Twins have a bench tonight of Jimenez, Escobar, and Vargas. And it'll be interesting to see what the Twins decide to do with Vargas when the bereavement list period ends, whenever it ends, for Jorge Polanco. I think in a perfect or slightly imperfect world, the Twins would like to have 12 pitchers and keep Vargas. Twins got 2 2/3 innings from their starting pitcher last night, 5 innings from the starting pitcher tonight, and Kyle Gibson's going tomorrow. And you have the whole specter of National League play this weekend in San Francisco. 1 strike to Adrianza. Started the 4-run 5th with a 2-out double. Checked his swing, took a strike.
Good curveball there. Adrianza started that little rally the Twins had in the 5th inning with a 2-out double. And Dozier walked, Mauer's RBI single, followed by Sano's 3-run home run.
One down, 2 strikes to Adrianza. One and 2. 92 pitches for Gallardo and 62 strikes. So better than 2-to-1 ratio. Balls or strikes to balls. And called 3rd strike, 2 down. He, since Sano's home run, has retired 6 men in a row.
And picks up his 6th strikeout there. Going fastball in.
Fox Tracks presented by Carrier.
Exactly where Zunino wanted that ball at 90 miles an hour. Ball had a little tail on it, came back, hit the inner part of the plate.
Here's Dozier. Taking low, ball 1. Dozier took a critical walk in the middle of that 4-run inning. Two and 0. Three and 0 with Mauer on deck, and I suspect Pazos would be brought in to face Mauer. Dozier took that fastball, and if Gallardo leaves him 1 up just a little bit, he won't be taking any more fastballs.
Zunino sitting away.
Wrapped toward the hole, deep in the hole. Smith fields, makes a fine play to throw Dozier out.
Nice defensive play.
From deep in the hole, Tyler Smith retires Dozier, and Gallardo has retired the last 7 batters.
Baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. CC Sabathia with 8 shutout innings against the Red Sox.
What, he couldn't go 9?
Nolan Arenado with another good night. Trevor Bauer made the same mistake that Hector Santiago did last night. Walked too many guys against a really good lineup. And Justin Smoke with 2 home runs for the Toronto Blue Jays, and they're leading Oakland. 1-run ball game here. And Mike Zunino, who's leading off for the 3rd time tonight, he's led off with a home run and a walk and a run scored. After the walk, he'll lead off the 7th against Tyler Duffy.
And Tyler starting his 2nd inning of relief.
Sano with a tough hop.
How about that?
Scoops it and fires to Mauer. Remember that ball yesterday, and he kind of played back on a similar ball. Hit a little bit harder, and here Sano decided to charge, and he made the scoop.
Well, you know what? He was going to backpedal, then he charged, opened up that glove, and the ball fell in the glove, and then throws it over to Mauer for a quick first out.
4 errors on the year, 2 in 1 game, 3 double plays, and 1 triple play. So let's include that too. Big out there to start the 7th inning, and now Carlos Ruiz.
A pinch hitter right here.
Boog Powell hitting for Ruiz. And unless he's got somebody I'm not aware of who can catch, he's taking his backup catcher out of the ball game here.
Yeah, Boog Powell, he took over for Nelson Cruz in last night's ball game. 1-0 for 2.
1-1 to Powell. And then it'll be Heredia. Nelson Cruz not in the starting lineup. He's listed as a bench player. Gerard Dyson, the only other bench player available for the Mariners. Took a little off of the breaking ball and caught the corner. 1-2.
Herschel Mack Powell. Grandfather named him Boog. His favorite team was the Orioles, and he loved Boog Powell.
1-2. Now you played with Paul Ray Powell, but he was not nicknamed Boog.
No, Paul Ray Powell was in the same draft I was in 1969, #1 pick by the Twins.
Taylor Rogers getting loose.
And I faced Boog Powell.
Chopped back to Duffy. Nice leaping catch. 2 down.
Nice jumping jack.
And that'll bring up Heredia. First, let's take a look at Miguel Sano, who's been good defensively this year. Some question mark out of spring training how good he'd be over there, but he's enjoyed it.
He's back where he wants to be. You know, last year in right field was just uncomfortable out there. He wants to play third. Trevor Plouffe no longer with the Twins, so that opened up third base. And he's done a good job.
Here's Heredia with the bases empty and 2 down. I remember last year in late April, I believe it was, when the Twins brought Sano back into the infield. Strike 1. And he was bouncing around at third base like a boxer getting ready for the start of a round, up on his tiptoes and bouncing around. So happy to be brought back into the infield. 1 strike. Fly ball center field. Buxton goes back a few steps. A good 7th inning for Tyler Duffy. Started with a nice play by Miguel Sano, and the Twins still lead by a run. Trying to even the series at a game apiece, move 2 games up over the Cleveland Indians in the Central. And the Twins finally will see someone other than Yovani Gallardo. It's James Pazos.
Yeah, Pazos making his 25th relief appearance. He's done a good job, hard-throwing left-hander. 31 strikeouts in 25 1/3 innings with 9 walks.
First man he'll face, Joe Mauer, then Miguel Sano and Max Kepler. Twins trying to add a run here, and a run at this point would be huge. It was a 5-2 lead, then 5-3, then 5-4. Mauer tied the game with a 2-out single in the 5th, and then scored on Sano's 3-run home run to put the Twins up 5-2. You see Joe's numbers, well over 300 against righties, sub 200 against lefties. Strike 1. 96 miles per hour on the initial offering. Strike 2.
Yeah, right back with it.
Again, Mauer behind in the count, 0-2. He fell behind in his 5th inning at bat, 0-2. Worked the count to 2-2 and then hit the game tying single to center. To left, deep to the corner. Motter chasing it and foul. Near the foul pole.
High fastball right here. Joe takes it the other way as he does so well. And it's foul.
A lot of slice on that drive to the left field foul pole. And it's still 0-2. Bit of a delay, but at the knees at 97. Mauer looks back at Dan Iasanya, who's rung up another Twins batter.
Let's see if it hit that lower part of the strike zone.
Yeah.
Which it did. So Pazos comes in and picks up a strikeout.
5th called 3rd strike on Twins batters in this game. Here's Sano. A walk, a strikeout, and then he clobbered a 3-run home run. OPS of well over 1,000 now for the Twins' 3rd baseman. Drilled to center, and right there to catch it is Heredia. Sano may have hit that ball harder than he hit the home run. 2 down.
Well, do you want to do this again? A disclaimer? You did such a good job last night, or you want me to?
No, go ahead. It's your job.
Okay. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated. No, you said without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins LLC.
Yeah, that was. I like mine better, but I thought that was adequate.
That doesn't surprise me.
1 strike to Kepler. Kepler with a single in 3 trips. Nearly hit him. 97.
Pazos in his first season with the Mariners, coming over from the Yankees in a trade over the winter.
See Kepler's numbers. He's struggled against lefties as well.
Sometimes it's the lefties you face. Ball darting in on Kepler. Pazos 26 years old. Born in Gilbert, Arizona.
2-7 down and away on the corner, 2-2.
I mean, it's a pitcher's pitch right here. Watch the location where it ends up. 97 away, down. Nasty.
2-2 to Kepler. And he got an off-speed pitch, dribbled it to short. That's a 1-2-3-8 for Pazos. Twins leading by 1. You're still watching Twins baseball, and it's still presented by State Farm. Thank you, sir. Tyler Smith will lead off the 8th against Tyler Duffy. Duffy left out there presumably to face just the first batter of the 8th inning.
Yeah, with Cano on deck, Taylor Rogers still loosening up in the bullpen.
Ball 1 to Smith.
Need to get this right-hander out right here.
Swing and a miss, and Duffy's had success tonight with that high fastball out of the strike zone. There's Rogers ready to go, presumably to face Cano. Breaking ball tapped in front of Sano, and he fires to first. What a play! A swinging bunt, and Sano comes in to make the play.
Well, an outstanding play, and Paul Molitor's coming out. Duffy able to get the out thanks to Sano's great play, coming in and barehanding it. About the only play he has, and then rifles a throw over to Mauer.
Got him by a step and a half. So Duffy gives up the home run to Seager, but he retired everybody else. He got 7 very important outs in a 1-run game.
and giving up the home run. A good outing for Tyler Duffy. Partial season ticket packages are now available in the Delta Sky 360 Club and Catch. You can become a Twins season ticket holder today, and you'll gain access to the Twins Sweet Spot program. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. One down, Robinson Cano will face lefty Taylor Rogers.
Yeah, Rogers coming in for the 27th time. Left-handers hitting 240 off of him. But this is not your typical left-handed hitter, and Robinson Cano.
And so Cano has been held hitless so far in the ballgame. Hit the ball hard his last time up, but he hit a hard two-hopper right to Joe Mauer to end the 5th inning.
Yeah, Taylor with a fastball in the low 90s, big sweeping hard breaking ball. That's what Cano will see.
A first pitch strike that Cano didn't like. And now away. Cano's faced Rogers once, and he's gotten a single.
Yeah, both pitches of fastballs at 94 miles an hour. Castro going through signs. Make it a good breaking ball.
And
a little bit.
Spun it back over the screen. 1-2. Rogers has gotten ahead of Cano with Valencia on deck.
Make sure it's away. Make sure it's tight.
Punch to left center field, hanging in the air, and Rosario makes the catch.
Good pitch. Good pitch right there. That had some bite on it right there in a perfect spot. All Cano could do was just reach out and hit that fly ball to Rosario. So Rogers came in against Cano. Went right after him. High fastball. Called a strike. And he missed away. And the breaking ball he got away with right there and comes back with a better one.
And now Rogers left in here with Belial warming up to face Danny Valencia. Missed inside, ball one. 95 miles per hour out of the hand of Taylor Rogers. One and 0. And that one hit the corner. Remember, Valencia wasn't too happy about the first pitch strike called in his 6th inning at bat. Belial is ready. Remember back in the Baltimore game, the Baltimore series, the final game, and Rogers ended up striking out Chris Davis. There's another called strike. But before that, he retired Machado and Jones, two really good right-handed batters, and that's one thing we've seen here as we moved along here in recent weeks. Rogers has done a better job against right-handers in the opening weeks of the season.
Well, ahead right here. Let's see what Castro sets up. Going back inside.
Tapper. Sano charges, fires, got him. Two fine plays by Miguel Sano at third base, and a 1-2-3 8th inning. Manager didn't need any more difficulty to deal with. After Valencia grounded out, now remember he disputed a strike in this at bat and in his prior at bat, he's thrown out. Then he engaged home plate umpire Dan Isanya about the balls and strikes. The long and short of it was Valencia got tossed. That's one of the worst ejections you'll ever see, given where the Mariners are at, because now to cover the field, the Mariners have to run Dyson out to center field, which means he can't be used as a pinch runner in the 9th inning in a 1-run game.
Why do you think that Danny Valencia has been with 7 different teams?
That's just inexcusable. Given the short bench that he's got, Nelson Cruz is on the roster, but he can't play. Diaz will pitch to the Twins in the 9th inning.
Yeah, Edwin Diaz having a good year out of that bullpen, trying to keep it at a 1-run ball game, making his 23rd relief appearance. Hard-throwing right-hander.
Robbie Grossman will lead things off. He hasn't been on base yet today. And he swings at the first pitch, and yeah, hard-throwing right-hander, 97 miles per hour. So Dyson's in center field. And Heredia is in left field. And Motter, who was in left field, comes in to play first base. And a strike called at 99. Mariners bullpen filled with power arms. Ouch, that hurt somebody. 99 in the dirt and eventually to the on deck circle. 1-2.
Diaz 29 strikeouts in 22 and 2/3 innings. Has walked 12, 1 intentional.
That's hit to left. Heredia going back, still going back, making the catch right at the base of the wall. 1 down. And Grossman might be finishing an 0 for 4 night. Castro will hit next. Castro has struck out twice and hit the ball hard once, but to Cano, who started a double play. Brandon Kinsler getting loose for what he hopes will be his 16th save. Off the plate, ball 1. Castro takes a strike, 1-1. Two and one. On a night when, at least I thought, the Twins would be taking a bunch of walks and really be able to use control issues to their advantage. They've only taken 2 walks. A harmless one in the first to Sano, and then the costly one to Dozier in the 5th. Up the middle, and that'll skip by the pitcher and past the shortstop. Castro's aboard with a 1-out single.
Castro getting his first hit of the ball game. Taking right back up the middle. Diaz jumping out of the way.
And that'll bring up Buxton. Buxton 0 for 3. A warning track fly ball to right field in the 2nd. Then he hit a 1-hopper back to Gallardo. Then he tried to bunt, but he bunted it right back to the pitcher in the 6th. Breaking ball over the inside corner, strike 1. Popped up. Seager in from 3rd. And that's out number 2. And we'll bring up Rosario. Rosario 1 for 3, a single and a run scored in the third.
Yeah, these two guys right here were teammates for the Puerto Rican team in the WBC.
A high drive to left center field, and Dyson near the edge of the track puts it away. Scoreless top of the ninth. That's what Brandon Kintzler and probably you at home want to have happen in the bottom of the ninth. A one-run ball game for the Twins. Miguel Sano's three-run home run in the fifth inning, the biggest swing of the night. And now the biggest inning of the night will be pitched by Brandon Kintzler, who's responded very well to a blown save. He had one 3 appearances ago against the Rays. Game ended up going 15 innings. Twins lost the ball game, but he came back with a couple of really good outings against the Angels to pick up saves there.
Yeah, save number 14 and 15 in Anaheim, looking for save number 16 in 18 opportunities here in Seattle. So Kintzler making his 25th relief appearance. And he's not a strikeout pitcher. He's a contact type closer. 16 strikeouts for Kintzler in 24 2/3 innings. 7 walks, 1 intentional.
Seager, Motter, Gamble, the scheduled hitters, and they will hit. There are no options for the Mariners, either to pinch hit or pinch run because of Valencia's ejection. Seager with a home run his last time up. Duffy fell behind him 3-1, grooved one, and Seager did tonight what he also did last night. He hammered it deep into the seats and right. Strike at the knees. Kintzler, a relative unknown to these Mariner hitters. Seager's faced him once. Motter's never faced him. Gamble's never faced him. Just down and away, 1-1.
Kintzler basically a moving fastball, sinker, slider, occasional changeup.
One and one to Seager. On the ground, right to Brian Dozier, down to a knee, 1 away. And that'll bring up Taylor Motter, who has struck out 3 times tonight. The fact that Nelson Cruz isn't used in a pinch hitting spot to me would strongly suggest he won't play tomorrow either. This is a 1-run game. One swing could tie the game up. If Cruz isn't used tonight, it would be hard to imagine him coming back in the lineup tomorrow.
This is more where Dyson, I think, would have hit.
Right.
You know, over, say, Cruz or.
Well, Motter's having a tough night going here
right,
with 3 strikeouts. And as we said last night, I always felt Dyson was more of a weapon for the Royals off the bench to pinch run for Moustakas, Perez, any of the Royals in a situation like this. Of course, they got to get somebody on base, but he'll hit 9th this inning if he hits at all. 1-0. And now 2-0. There's the outside corner. The Twins are 7-3 in 1-run games this year. Trying to make it 8-3. Two and 1. Chopper to short. Adrianza fires. That gets him by a step, 2 down.
Couple ground ball outs. That's good when Kinsler's on the mound.
Tomorrow, Kyle Gibson will go for the Twins. Our CenturyLink What's Next shows you that Christian Bergman will be pitching for the Mariners tomorrow in what the Twins hope will be the rubber game.
Yeah, Bergman has never faced the Twins, and Kyle Gibson has some good career numbers against Seattle.
Here is Gamble 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Off the plate, ball 1.
Everything away. Good sinker away. Just misses
missing
down.
a low, 2-0. If Gamble extends the game, Zunino will hit. Two and 0 to Gamble. And a base hit up the middle, and Zunino will have his chance. Gamble extending his hitting streak in his last at bat to 10 games. Zunino started the Mariners scoring with a home run in the first pitch of the 3rd inning. Walked and scored in the 5th. And then bounced to Sano in the 7th. Off the plate, ball 1.
And I guess we could say it again with Valencia getting tossed. I mean, maybe Dyson doesn't hit for Motter, but he definitely pinch runs right here for Gamble. Gamble not a base stealing threat.
One and 0. 2 and 0. If the game doesn't end in this at bat, Boog Powell would hit.
And Castro again should sit outside, as he does.
In the corner. And that draws a glare from Zunino. 2-1.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good pitch.
Kinsler pretty quick to the plate, and we saw a pretty quick move to first. To deep center. Zunino wins it for the Mariners.
Zunino came into the ballgame with just 2 home runs. He hits his second here, a game winner.
And the Mariners keep their roll going with a dramatic win over the Twins. A walk-off win.
Well, do a pitch by pitch to Zunino. He fell behind 2-0, working the outside part of the plate. Then he threw him a fastball off the plate, but called a strike. Another fastball at 94. And Zunino hits the game-winning 2-run home run.
Well, the Twins almost pulled out a 1-run game. It would have been their 8th win of the year. Instead, Anthony, it's their 4th 1-run loss of the year. Compliments of Mike Zunino.